Good to see you there, Colonel Macgregor.
Good to see you, Neil.
What inspired your own State of the Union address? Had you heard Biden's offering by the time you spoke?
I had read Biden's offering. I had not heard him deliver it. And once I read it and also read what President Trump had submitted, I decided it was time for a different approach, because I don't think either of the presentations really touched on the things that are important to the American people.
Mr. Biden's headline statement was about continuing to fight Putin. How much further does that enterprise have to go?
Well, I don't think it's got very much further to go, Neil. We've run out of resources. It's prohibitively expensive for us. We're adding $1 trillion to our national sovereign debt every 100 days. We're at 34 trillion. That means within the next month or so, we'll be up to 35 trillion. It's unsustainable. And anyone who tells you that debt doesn't matter hasn't looked at the historical record. It very much matters. The other thing is that the American people are completely disinterested in this war. They're not interested in fighting anybody. They're much more concerned about our open borders, this massive invasion from the south, rising criminality in our cities, the lack of rule of law, which we were famous for hundreds of years. These are the things that they're concerned about. They want an end to the inflation. They want us to bring our financial house in order. So I don't think Biden, or for that matter, President Trump, really addressed those issues.
Colonel, I've spoken to various voices about the possibility that America is being invaded from the south. Brett Weinstein, Michael Yon. Do you see that as an accurate description? Is there some kind of undeclared invasion of the United States of America unfolding as we speak?
Yes, there is. It's very strange, because when you dig down into the organizations and the associations that are actually promoting the massive influx of millions of people from largely the developing world and China, you discover that most of the money to support and sustain it is coming through non-governmental organizations that are funded by the United States and the United Nations. So it's absolutely preordained and orchestrated by those entities. Our government in the United States has been weaponized against us.
What are the American people saying? You know, we here on this side of the Atlantic, you know, we get precious little coverage of the scale of what's unfolding on the southern border. And we certainly we're not invited to get an impression of what the people, the electorate, those contemplating their vote in the upcoming elections, we don't hear those voices. What is the atmosphere in the States about this issue?
Well, today Americans are saying that every state is increasingly a border state, because there's been a systematic effort to deposit hundreds of thousands of these so-called migrants, these illegal migrants, in all of the states. This is part of a plan to try and bring in people that can eventually be given citizenship and will vote for the status quo. That means the people in Washington are ruling us now, expect these people to support them in perpetuity. It's not working. Americans are furious because people at the state and local levels are running out of money. These people are being given free health care, free transportation, free shelter, free food, free everything, checks, thousands of dollars in cash. The New York City mayor is talking about giving everyone a $10,000 card of prepaid value. I mean, this is insane. Americans are fighting to put food on the table. They're trying to maintain their families. People are working 2 jobs, and these millions are walking in and being paid handsomely for their trouble. None of them are interested in becoming Americans. They don't know anything about that. They're here for everything that's free. And people know it, and they're angry. But to get to your critical point, the media doesn't really allow this to reach the body of the population. In other words, the discontent inside our country is not widely felt or understood because it doesn't reach the rest of the world, let alone our own government in Washington.